Okay, let's talk about the realities of trying to transition from short form content to more meaningful long form content. I am having the hardest time of my life not constantly checking my numbers. I actually got on a social media planning app that allows me to post and check my stats without actually opening the apps. With that, I was kind of trying to, avoid the habit of posting and checking, posting and checking, posting and checking. And plus, with TikTok, they say that if you stay on the app after posting, it'll kill your views. I don't know how true that is, but I figured I might as well test it out. But I still can't help but check on the apps because the social media planner app doesn't update until like 24 hours later. I'm like, I can't wait 24 hours to see how it's doing. Is it dying off? Is it going viral? Is it something in between? So you can still tell that I'm stuck in that mindset of, virality, that I used to experience with my short form, like more punchy type of content. But I need to constantly remind myself, like, this is value that you're giving to people with long form essays, with, podcast style, voiceovers of those essays. You're going to want to attract people who, number one, actually have attention spans, and number two, want to have real conversations around the topics that you're discussing. Those people don't really like if you had two circles of the people who make your stuff go viral on TikTok versus the people who are looking for valuable content on the internet, the diagram barely touches. You understand what I'm saying? So there is some overlap, but that's the thing. It's like I can't expect it to, you know, I can't expect my long form content to blow up in the same way that my short form content does on TikTok. And I feel like most of all, I'm plagued with like anxiety, but the type of anxiety that's like anticipation, like I just want this thing to get going. Like I see, I see a big path opening up ahead of me. I'm not there yet, right? I haven't crossed that bridge to get to that path yet, but it's like I want to have this like multimedia, conglomerate type of thing for the parlor. Firstly, I want to really focus on honing down um, on what this magazine really is, right? Getting into the routine of it, making sure I'm balancing all of the different types of platforms that I want to utilize for it. So, whether that's Substack itself, whether that's TikTok to promote the Substack, whether that's Threads to connect with people more easily and promote the Substack, and then here on YouTube, sharing a bit more of like the founder story behind the brand. Um, I want to, really like fix and focus on the magazine aspect of it yet, like really giving people the content and the value because if you don't have content, then you don't have value. If you don't have value, there's no growth, right? So I want to figure out a great, a perfect content strategy. And then beyond that, hopefully, once that really gets going and I could start actually having a team of people around me, and eventually when the magazine side of things starts running itself, I want to do more like a, diary of a CEO type of like interview podcast situation, where I actually bring women who are important to, arts, culture, fashion, beauty, or whatever other, personal stories they have to share that I think are in line with the mission of the parlor, right? And that's really like the at the tip top of, this mountain that I want to climb. But the issue is evident. I need to have this magazine run smoothly at first. And it's like I'm trying to do it all at this point. I'm trying to research, write, I'm editing, I'm doing all the visuals, whether that's, banners for my Substack or, finding ways to really spruce up my posts on TikTok. I'm filming the videos, I'm editing the videos, I'm recording the voice notes, I'm merging them in with my video content. There's really so much to do when you're doing it on your own. And then that all, like the actual like day-to-day running of a brand like this, and then actually having a brand strategy, especially for someone who has no experience in anything like marketing or like social media, sure, I have a bit of a following on TikTok, but it doesn't really say anything about, you know, really knowing how to strategize yourself as a creator or a creative on social media. It's a lot. I'm still learning as I'm going. I'm trying my best. I know I have the capabilities, but it's like I feel like an octopus, you know? Or I wish I was an octopus. I wish I had that many hands to do so many things at the same time. Um, but I'm taking it as a learning journey. I'm taking it as experience. I'm most definitely putting it on my resume, right? But most of all, I think I sort of like the challenge of it all because and I talk about this in my personal life time and time again, but it's really easy to break through the TikTok algorithm with like short form content. Super easy. People make it complicated. Sure, the market is oversaturated, but it didn't take me maybe more than like 2 or maximum 3 months to really figure out what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and how to, put a super, super simple visual together to make people watch my content, share my content, comment, and like on my content. It's not hard at all. And I kind of became disillusioned with all of that because it's like, okay, it's so easy and I'm so close to breaking through to the creator fund, but what do I really have to show for it except just saying things on camera? I don't really have any skills to back it up. So this is, creating the parlor or rebranding towards the parlor is me gaining those real life hard skills to make all of it happen. So hopefully, you know, I can actually figure it out and make something of the parlor, the brand.